Episode 203, The Livestream Expert, Kerry Shearer, live in Las Vegas.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
For today's long listen on AI6, I am bringing you back to Las Vegas. My guest is Kerry Shearer, also known as the Livestream Expert. Kerry has built a reputation for helping organizations and creators connect with audiences in real time through video, live streaming, and mobile storytelling. We sat down during a break from the 3CMA conference to talk about where live streaming is heading, how the AI tools are changing our content creation work, and what it all means for communicators. Well, Kerry, we are here in Planet Hollywood Hotel in Las Vegas. It's amazing to be here, but to meet you, aka the live stream man, right?
Yeah, the live stream expert, at least that's what I call myself. There is so much to try to keep up with in that whole digital video content creation world.
Well, I saw you in action because you came to my workshop at 3CMA here. And by the time I left the stage and opened up my phone and checked LinkedIn, you actually had the video shot, edited, published, and you had tagged me. And what a piece of work.
Well, you had an amazing session. You had like 80 people there at this breakout session. Just fascinating. Everybody's taking notes. And, I like the whole idea of being able to quickly turn around videos. I think that is critical for a public information officer, communicator, social media manager, anybody like that at our government agencies.
Yeah. And as I was saying over the last couple of days, you know, a video first social media strategy is absolutely key in a world where AI is going to dominate our news feeds with like AI generated content. We need more humans, right? And that's what you're doing.
We need more humans, and they need to up-level their skills and make sure they can do this. As you spoke about at the general session, knowing AI, not fearing it, but learning how to do it responsibly and do it right is so critical. And I think the same thing about being able to generate video content. That's critical. Back when I was hired at my first public agency, I was coming from the All News radio station in Sacramento. And that was, at that time, that was good enough. We could, the agency would hire somebody from media. Now, I don't know if I would even do that, because think about the skills you want a communicator to have. And, it's video, it's social media, it's now AI, it's all of those things. So there's always something new to learn.
And you are so agile in your content creation. What AI tools do you like to use?
Okay, so I use a lot of AI video tools. Now, primarily when I'm, doing a big production of some sort, like, let's say a 4-minute video for a public agency where we go out and we shoot interviews and we shoot B-roll and all of that. I'll use Adobe Premiere Pro. However, it's really important, especially at a conference like this one that we're at, to be able to turn videos around quickly. So often I'll shoot them on my iPhone and then edit with an app like InShot. I know Instagram's got their new Edits app out. It's getting better. It's still pretty limited in what it will do. There's CapCut, and of course that's owned by TikTok, which some agencies aren't allowed to use TikTok products. So you need to find a good editor and just get really good. As long as you've got at least one workable finger, you can do editing on your smartphone.
Isn't it remarkable? I remember doing videos, right, and hiring a production crew, and I do the voiceover, and then we'd be burning these 1-hour long productions on DVDs.
Yes.
How the world has changed.
I know. First, we were throwing away our VHS tapes. Now we're throwing away the DVDs, and everything is digital. It's on a card.
But people expect information in real time, and we're here with local government communications professionals, and they're in the business of public interest messaging. These skills are absolutely vital, but you're teaching them, right, Kerry? you're hired in, but you're also teaching them. Are they embracing it?
Yeah, I think some people are. There's a fear of tech among some folks because you're just not, it's not natural. It's certainly not natural to perform on camera. I mean, that's a skill you have to learn and get used to. And the same thing, I think, with video content creation. Now, I know one of the ways video is used by public information officers and government communicators is in a disaster. Now, here in the U.S., we've got earthquakes, we've got fires, we've got floods, we've got hurricanes, tornadoes, all sorts of different natural disasters. Those go on multi-day, multi-week. And that's where I think public information officers can do a really good job using video to communicate with citizens from the Emergency Operations Center. I worked in the EOC, Emergency Operations Center, in Santa Rosa, and that is north of the San Francisco Bay Area. That's in the Napa wine country, if you're familiar with that, in California. Beautiful area. And in 2017, a huge fire came in and burned through many neighborhoods, hundreds of homes across the freeway, burned down businesses. It was a massive thing. I worked in the Emergency Operations Center for 2 weeks, and my role was to create video products, turn everything communications-wise into a video product. And that was a really good time to kind of try out, does video work? And the reaction.
Did it work?
Oh, it worked well. The reaction we got on Facebook. We had somebody assigned to Facebook. We had somebody assigned to Twitter there among our public information officer team doing real-time answers to questions that the public had. And then they were seeing the videos and saying things like, oh man, it's a connection point, right? You talk about the humanity of communicators and how critical that is in this world. And we got such amazing comments from the public. And this is not something that I see a lot of PIOs doing.
And the knock-on effect of that real-time information from people that is your trust barometer goes up.
Yes, absolutely. It's sky high, and they start to feel a connection. I think what I see a lot in disasters, especially in California, we're like one big natural disaster here. I see the news conference might be live streamed every 4 or 6 hours. But what communicators can do is they can get their smartphone, they can get a tripod, they can get a plug-in microphone, $10 for a mic, and they can do ongoing, regular, maybe even every half hour, 10 or 15 minute shows, just recapping the information.
100%.
And what does that do? That tells people, hey, I can go here for the latest, greatest, confirmed information.
I mean, it's Mojo mobile journalism.
Yeah.
On a smart.
Yeah.
Powered by AI to help with the edits, to help with the post-production. And if trust is the currency in the digital and the AI age, then content and communications has to be just front and center.
Yeah.
How do you think people are feeling about AI now that it has arrived and it is mainstream, let's face it? How do you think PIOs and local government will respond?
I hope they'll respond in the right way by learning how the tools can be used effectively. I do see a lot of fear out there. I'm sure you see that too, and reticence to get involved with it and concern. But yeah, I'm totally in the camp that we need to learn it. We need to understand it. We need to be able to use it effectively and communicate to management how important a tool this is for the organization.
So as we wrap up with 3CMA, I take my flight back to Ireland and you head off home. What's your lasting messages to people listening or watching this when it comes to local government or even any public sector comms right now?
If you want to be valuable to the organization, you need to learn these skills. You need to learn AI. You need to learn video content creation, even podcasting. We're seeing more and more organizations podcast. And I know people get into they just don't know what to do. Where do I get started or whatever? I even brought this along. This is basically a complete podcasting center. It doesn't take very much. It's like $99. Plug in a couple of microphones It even gets rid of all the background noise. So we're here at a conference and you can get rid of that crowd noise and record onto a micro SD card, and you've got a really nice podcast. So there's all sorts of equipment out there. There's little microphones for your phone, so you've got really good quality. I'm actually wearing one right here. And there's tools like that. And then there's video tools. One of the ones I love, I don't know if you've used it, it's called Opus or Novex. No, Opus is great. I edit the YouTube videos for a colleague who's got like 380,000 subscribers. And I turn her long form videos, which are generally 15 to 20 minutes, into YouTube shorts using Opus. And it finds the newsworthy clips, if you will. It grabs them out, puts captions on them, and you can do any further fine tuning if you want, but otherwise it's a good tool. There's another one called Time Bolt. So if you're doing a podcast, Time Bolt is you can run your file through that and it will cut out the blank spaces, the pauses in between. It's even got a thing called check. So you can get rid of the where people are going and a lot, things like that. So that's an AI powered one. The one I love for audio quality is actually there's two. One is called Adobe Podcast.
Yes.
Anybody who's got the suite on that, that'll really help you with your background noise on the audio. The other one is a tool called Auphonic, Auphonic, Auphonic. And I think you get 2 hours free. Otherwise, it's like $12 for 5 hours worth of processing. Again, it does an amazing job. It brings your audio up to the right level. It gets rid of the background noise. It makes it sound like the person was on a studio microphone. Because think about where people are listening. They're jogging in the neighborhood. They're in a car, listening to the podcast, and they've got all that extraneous background noise. And if your recording is noisy also, that's going to be really difficult to hear, and people are going to tune out.
The future is human. It's powered by AI. And
you've got the AI playbook here. This is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed writing it. And the US audience and the 3CMA audience really got an exclusive insight from both of my sessions here at the conference over the past couple of days. But my promise in the book, it is I've done the hard work so that you can get out of the traps.
Yeah.
It will, if you embrace it and take on the practice that I encourage you to do, you will be in the top 5 percentile of the comms industry in the world with that knowledge.
Yeah.
And we've had a great response today. I took a suitcase load of books over to the US. I'm going back with an empty suitcase, but of course, people can pre-order it order it on Amazon. So it's AI Playbook, the strategic guide to AI for marketers and communications.
Great book. In fact, will you sign mine?
I would love to sign yours.
Oh, that's great. All right. We can do it after the podcast here.
Well, Kerry,
thank you, though. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me on AI6. And I'm sure we'll catch up on LinkedIn and I get to watch all of your great content.
All right. Thanks for all the great work you do.
Thank you.